if we do this and we don't do this, we could win. If we don't, and so with a young team, it's so important for them to understand the importance of every possession because we've had two one-possession games at Colorado State,
right.
Texas Tech at home, where we've had a video review. One got overturned that was wrong at Colorado State. One did not get overturned that was wrong at against Texas Tech.
Yes.
And the one at Colorado State probably, you could argue, cost us the game, or really was close to it. This one was 2.5 minutes to go. We could have overcome it. We didn't. So you never blame a loss on one call or one non-call. There's so many plays in the game. But what disappoints me, I think, about this one is it was to me a systematic error, and we got to fix that. And I've got some clarity now, and that's helpful. And I didn't have the clarity after the game. I didn't have the clarity till about 6 o'clock tonight, but I got it. We move on. You move on. So all I want to do is I always say it's about making the game right. It's not about obviously I want Colorado to win. Our fans want Colorado to win. It's not about winning and losing, even though it is.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is you want the game to be officiated right. I have been on record for many years, and I still am. I am not a fan of instant replay in any sport, in any situation.
Really?
Yeah, because I believe sports are played by humans, they're coached by humans,
right,
and they're officiated by humans, and human error is a part of the game. I just believe that philosophically. Now,
right.
The argument on the other side is, well, you got to get the call right. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
But I've got three times in my coaching career, 2 of them this year, where we had replay and didn't get it right. And then 13 years ago, we're at Arizona and Sabatino Chen makes a 3 to win the game. And we don't get it right there. So that's 3 situations where just because we have technology, we don't get it right doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
And to me, I've always believed the world is round. Some people think it's flat.
Right.
I think it's round. What goes around comes around. You're going to get calls in a game. Calls are going to go for you. Calls are going to go against you. In a season, sometimes the ball bounces your way. Sometimes it doesn't. What goes around comes around, and you take human error, and it's part of it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a great philosophy.
I believe that, but I'm in the minority. The genie's out of the bottle. I was on the rules committee for 4 years.
That's right. We can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, can we?
No. I mean, we can, but it's not probably going to happen. So that's okay. But my thing is, if we've got a good angle that, maybe the officials didn't see that they could have seen, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And we got to fix that problem. And hopefully this this situation, I wouldn't say error, systematic error can be fixed and help them in future games. Whether it's our game or somebody else's game. That's all about. I'm not mad about it. Yeah. I'm just disappointed. But that's
Yeah, but we don't need the Buffs to be the test tube babies. Okay?
That's okay. That's okay.
Get that figured out in some other games. Why does it always have to hurt us?
But here's the other issue with instant replay. I don't like it for the fans.
Yeah.
If you're watching that game, if you're at the arena and you got a 5-minute delay, you're like,
drives me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, okay, not enough time to go get popcorn.
Drives me crazy.
If you're watching that game on home at TV, what are you doing? You're clicking.
You're
to another game.
And
you're going to another game. So it's not good for the fans. It's not good for the players. It's not good for the coaches.
Yeah.
And it's really not good when we're playing at the CU Event Center at altitude. It's really not good for us because they get an extra 5-minute timeout and rest. And
that's so funny you say that because we bring that up when there's replays and stuff like this is an extra timeout. And yes, that's an advantage for the team that has to travel here to Boulder to play at altitude. How do your players react to all of that? I mean, you get clips and all kinds of stuff coming back at you in social media, and I'm sure
look,
go tough.
I don't worry about that noise.
Yeah.
We're a no excuse program. Again, that call or that issue did not cost us the game. The one at Arizona did. The one at Colorado State, I would argue, did. Yeah. This one didn't. But so you show them, hey, here are the things we could have done to not put ourselves in this position. But so we're not making excuses.
Right.
Okay, that's for darn sure. Like
yeah.
we're no excuse.
Well, and you're done with it too.
And we're done.
Now you're on the road.
We're on the road.
You're going to Cincinnati, a place that you haven't played at. Colorado hasn't played at in a very, very long time. I know they came to Boulder here last year.
Yeah,
I will tell. Well, yeah, and beat you guys. Now, I would argue you guys are a better team this year, but
we're better.
I'm warning you though, going to play there in the Bearcat Den, that's a different kind of place to play. It only seats about, if I remember right, about 5,000 to 6,000 people, and they're on top of you there. So it's going to be interesting.
It will be. No, they got a good program. They got good players, and then we go to West Virginia, who, West Virginia it's kind of like Nebraska in that no pro sports.
So everybody's
about the
there.
Mountaineers. I mean, they had 13,000 people. Their last game. So it's West Virginia, Cincinnati. Not an easy trip, but. Winnable games, but we're going to have to play well, and welcome to the Big 12.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that was your first loss in the Big 12. I mean, that's a far cry from where you were last year. So you've got some momentum going in. Now you're going to go on the road and play in these tough places, and you've got a young team.
Yeah,
too.
we do. But that's hey, it's time to grow up and time to get better, and it's funny. I found myself today. I told myself I wasn't going to get negative in film. And I didn't get negative, but I got a little boisterous. But, we can't make November mistakes in January. And we made a lot of November mistakes. And that's as a coach, like, most teams are going to get better as the year goes on. Some of them won't. And, we'll reach that point in the season, Corey, where in a couple, 3 weeks, maybe we're a little early, probably early, mid-February, where teams, okay, it's not happening this year, and they kind of sack their bats and start making spring break plans. Then other teams are better, and they're fighting and scratching and clawing. Like, we want to be one of those teams, and being young, you just got to learn and get better, and don't let it get you down.
Yeah, well, you put a scare into the 14th ranked team in the country. I would imagine people go, well, good. But that's a hell of a comeback. I gotta say it again.
Close only counts in horseshoes and
horseshoes and hand grenades. That's right. We only get you for one segment.
That's good. It's JR, man. Let's talk about the women's team and their program, and I don't mind taking.
Coming on Wednesday, we'll talk about that when we come back. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield. Back to Carelli's. It's Buffs Primetime here with Tad Boyle and JR Payne. JR Payne is here. First, I remind you, Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo brewed full-time Buffs fans, as always. Jay, you and I just got off a big old road trip, and it was...
Long.
It was long. It was. We had a couple of days in between games. That's always different from what it was in the Pac-12. Here we are in the Big 12, and then we get the one-offs. We'll fly to this weekend we'll go to
Florida.
UCF and have one game and then come back. But in this case, last week you guys got to spend an awful lot of time together, going to Waco for Baylor, and then flying to Stillwater too.
Which is, I love in some ways I love the long trips because I really love our team. Like, they're fun to be around. We're able to, spend time that's not necessarily basketball, do different things. But on the flip side, I hate the long trips because we're all away from our families. Our players miss the first 3 days of school for the spring semester.
Yeah.
Luckily, they're great students, and it's not a huge deal for them to miss. But that's also not an easy thing, to miss the first 3 days of the semester. And But yeah, that's what, a lot of people ask me, well, what do you like about the Big 12? What do you dislike about, that's one thing that I do not like about the Big 12 is that we have, on those long trips, we have the 2 days in between. It doesn't simulate the NCAA tournament. It doesn't simulate the conference tournament or any postseason tournament, where you have those 2 days in between and you just kind of feel like you're twiddling your thumbs for 2 days waiting to play the next one.
Yeah, I don't know if Tad thinks this either, but he misses the travel systems.
Definitely.
Like that. And I know that they would get that extra week, kind of a bye week where we would play Utah and how that worked out. But there are things that they did right in the Pac-12 that I kind of wish the Big 12 would have kind of looked at there. I mean, it would be hard to have a pod system in the Big 12. Though.
It would. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Other than Cincinnati, West Virginia, which God bless you on this trip, Tad. It's a long one. We did it last year. But other than that, it's hard to match people up. We would want to be with Utah, of course, but Utah's got BYU 30 minutes down the road, so that doesn't even make sense. So, we just take the hand we're dealt and we put one foot in front of the other and we do the best we can and try to win them all. So it's really all we can do.
Well, let's go back to the road trip and talk about, again, it was close. But that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, okay?
Right? I know.
Okay.
I know.
I know you've stated it to Carol and I many times. I mean, you're not into moral victories. There's positives to take out of this, but I sense a bit of frustration out of this road trip because you had them. You had the 16th ranked team in the country at their place, and then Oklahoma State, who brings in some pretty good players there and had a shot. And again, it was so close right down there toward the end.
Yeah, and I echo the same thing that Tad said. You never win or lose a game on one possession. It's never one thing that caused you to win or lose the game because there's so many possessions throughout the game. But the frustrating thing, and I voiced this with the team after the Baylor game, it's a one possession game with 26 seconds left. And so when you go back and you watch, hey, Fernando, when you watch each of the, we always do highlights and lowlights after every single game, learning lessons that, we say. But when you lose a one possession game, you go back and every single thing was critical. This box out here, this missed screen there, lack of execution on this play. And all of them, you could say, cost you the game. And so that's the hard thing. But, we're ultimately on it. If anyone that knows me knows that I'm the ultimate, cup is half full. And while it's frustrating to be so close and not come out with the victory, there's so many great things to learn. And there were so many highlights, when we turned the film back on and watched. And I was unbelievably proud of our effort, our tenacity, our toughness, our belief in each other. I could go on, about all the great things that our team exuded on the road together and the resilience to come back and, be the more aggressive team and in the second game as well.
Yeah. And I say this too, in your 5 games, you've had 2 home games.
I know.
You've had to go on the road, at that time down to Tempe. Tough play, as it turns out, tough place to play now with the crew that they have down there.
Yeah.
But playing in Waco, I mean, come on, and playing at Oklahoma State. So you still have let's see, 18 minus 5. You get 13 games left.
Yeah.
In the Big 12, you got a lot of home games left.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to get through these next, 10 days, I guess. We have Wednesday at home. Iowa State, then we're at UCF, and then we have a week in between. But yeah, then I think 3 of our next 4 are at home. We have a good stretch down the state. We just got to kind of muscle up and plow through and get these, the next couple on the road, which would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. One other thing, I actually was sitting in that session where they were doing the highlights and the lowlights and just kind of talking about it. I have to say, and I've said this to you multiple times about the team, this team is so locked in and hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like there's no, looking when there's a low light and, there's no pointing or anything, but it's just that you just see the nod of the head and it's like, okay, back to work.
Yep.
Okay, we see that, lock it in. It's in the memory bank now, and we move forward.
Yep.
Have you had a team like that in recent memory that's kind of like that? Because they're not learning fast enough. I understand that, but they seem to kind of keep building on what you're trying to teach them.
Yeah, I mean, the best teams that anybody has had anywhere are really coachable teams, that want to be coached. We all know, we point out our own mistakes too. Listen, I've never coached a perfect game and I never will, but we're giving our best effort and we're continuing to try to improve and make better decisions and stuff moving forward. And so we as coaches model that, we talk about, man, I could have, and so I think our team does a great job of just being very coachable. They're coachable from us. They're coachable from each other. We have a standard phrase we use on our team. When somebody coaches you up, the standard response is, I got you, and so it keeps it. It allows our players to know that they can coach each other. Because if I can coach you up in the moment, in the heat of battle, when everybody's tense and I know that you're going to respond with eye contact and I got you, then it gives me the confidence to coach you when I need to. And that's been something that's been really, really good for our team. So it is a coachable group, and we continue to learn and continue to grow, and definitely the best basketball is ahead of us.
Yeah, it's fun watching you guys in practice, the way that works out. It's pretty amazing. All right, we're turning positive. We're going to talk about Iowa State coming in here when we come back. We'll take a quick break here. We'll remind you, Carelli's, of course, located just blocks away from the CU Event Center. Make sure you stop by Carelli's of Boulder, Ristorante Italiano, before, after, or even during Buffs prime time. We'd love to have you here. We'll be back in just a moment. More with JR Payne and the Buffs. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield.
So I don't know if you saw, but our new AD just walked in. If you want to.
Back in, everybody. It's Buffs Prime Time, and we remind you Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose Chill. Proud partner of CU Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. And a little birdie told me, actually, Coach just told me that our brand new athletic director is here at Buffs Prime Time. Is this your very first one? Very first Prime Time. Welcome. Yay. Maybe that's why Mark's hiding out. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. Mark's got other stuff that's going on. So we were talking about the run through Stillwater, the run through Waco. Didn't turn out the way you wanted, but again, a lot of positives. Mm-hmm. It's like out of the frying pan into the fire. I know you get to play back at home, but they were the 11th ranked team in the country in Iowa State, and here they come. And it was not a fun game last year. In Ames.
Yeah,
so.
that was one. Most games you live with them for a long time. That one, as soon as the buzzer sounded, I was over it. I was, it was like, did we even play in Ames last year? I don't know.
Yeah. It's,
fresh start here Wednesday.
Well, 10 new players too, so nobody remembers any
True,
of that
good
either.
point.
So we've got that going on as well. They certainly will know a ranked team is coming into Boulder, and how important it is you've got to hold court here in the Big 12. I mean, you need to try to win these games, even if they're the 11th ranked team. But I can give you some more positive news if you're a Buffs fan. Iowa State's lost 3 in a row. I mean, they're either going to be really upset coming in here, or they're down a little bit, and you guys can get on them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see every time anybody in the Big 12 can beat anybody. And coaches say that, and, sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. But honest to goodness, in the Big 12 this year, for women's basketball, anyone, and we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
People beating teams that had been undefeated and on their home court and lots of different things. So, but this is a game we're really excited for. For those of us that were in Ames last year, it was painful, and we have been waiting for this game since then. And so, lots of new players that weren't there and such, but we're very excited to have another chance at Iowa State.
Unfortunately, they have a lot of their players back.
Yeah.
Is how that works out. But again, you guys you're learning the lessons, and a lot of talent on this team too, because you see it. I mean, we've got 1 possession, 2 possession games on the road, are really tough places to play.
Yeah.
They play really well in Boulder, though. You can see they just kick it to another level here. And for players that have only played here for not even a year yet, right? They seem to feed off that crowd, though. That's really something to have.
Yeah, and I think, every team loves to play at home, but I think there is something really special about the event center and about being in Boulder, and certainly 5,400 feet of fresh mountain air helps. And we play to all of that, and we love that, and we love to play fast, and all of those things, I think, make it even more of a home court advantage for us.
Yeah. You got to stop Audie Crooks. I mean, leading scorer in the NCAA. She's almost 30 points a game. I don't know if that's gone down a little bit. It was right around 28 the last time I checked. So big wide body. It's okay if I say that in women's basketball. That's a positive
It's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing.
But she takes up space down there, and she is hard to stop. Don't give me the whole game plan. But Jade Masagayo is like a stiff wind will knock her over. Logan Greer, I mean, they just matched up against Audie. That's going to be a tough one. Even Tabitha Betson, who she's a big, strong girl.
Yeah.
For anybody to match up with somebody like Audie, that's going to be something to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that are unique and challenging with someone like Audie Crooks. And, so she's averaging, for those that don't know, 29.5 points a game. Yeah. She's shooting 71% from the floor. Like, she leads the country in several offensive categories. And she has some of the best hands you could ever see and some of the best footwork. And you're right. We don't match up, nose to nose like strength and different things like that. But definitely there's no game plan in the world that says just one person can stop them, unless I can borrow Elijah or someone from the men's team. That ain't happening. And so I mean, it's going to have to win in the Big 12. You got to have a total team effort in all areas of the game, whether that's offensively, defensively, schematically, buy into the game plan, execution of the game plan, your willingness to make adjustments in the middle of a game, and things like that. So our team loves a scouting report. Like as much as any team we've had. And we love to scout. Like, that's something that's a big priority for us as coaches. We pour a lot of time and effort into it. We believe that if there's one or two things that could make the difference in these one possession games, why wouldn't we do the extra work, and give our kids that information? And so definitely it will not just be one person trying to guard her all by themselves, but also you play 5-on-5, right? So as good as Audie is, she's not going to single-handedly score 75 points and beat us. So
got to stop the other players.
Yep.
I mentioned this for you guys that, Oklahoma State scored 63 points against you guys, and they had been averaging
91
points. You guys play good defense, and it doesn't matter who comes in.
Yeah.
You brought in the players that you brought in, Desiree Wooten, you brought in Anil Duton,
Yep.
Ziana Walker. They were all in their own conferences. Zai, of course, in the Big 12 as defensive players and all-conference defensive players. We're really seeing that on the court now.
We are, yeah. I mean, we have such great balance, even offensively. We're not as strong offensively. A couple of our better shooters are injured and not playing. One for the season, and the other one hopefully is starting to come back. Might be back in a week or so.
Knocking on wood there.
Yeah, but we have 5 players averaging double figures offensively, and then we have a lot of different players. The 3 that you mentioned in particular that lead us in steals, and so we've had 2 or 3 different players that have had 5, 6, 7 steals in a game. And so that's awesome. That's great individual defense, playing off the ball, things like that. But also team defense, to go into Oklahoma State and hold them 30 points below their average. Think about that. That is unbelievable. I don't know if that's ever happened.
That's a giant number.
That's a huge number, and hold them below they made 8 threes, which is more than we made, but, significantly below. One of the leading 3-point shooters in the country, we held to 0 threes. There's some really, really good things we're doing on the defensive end. We just got to be able to put the ball in the hoop more consistently.
Yeah. The challenge of Iowa State and then back on the road at UCF, but anybody can beat anybody. I want to go back to what you said about that. Beat Cincinnati in Boulder this year.
Yep.
Cincinnati goes and beats Iowa State. I mean, it's just one of those weird, Arizona State's undefeated. We lost to them in Tempe. BYU beats them.
Yep.
It could be top to bottom, 1 through 16. It could be anybody's night. So you have to be locked in when it's time to play.
Yeah, and I love that. I love the parity in our conference right now. I really, last year it was a strong conference. This year is even stronger, and we should be expecting to have 7, 8 teams in the NCAA tournament with that type of strength. Top to bottom, it's also really exciting. And for teams like us that love to scout and love the details of that and believe that we can beat anybody, I think that parity is really exciting, as a coach, also as a fan.
Yeah. Last thing that I'll mention about this team, you're asking some youngins to play a lot of minutes. Logan Greer starting. Anna Gooden played 21 minutes, I think, in the game on Sunday. I mean, she hasn't done that all season long. You're asking your freshmen to grow up.
Yep.
Because you're 16 games in, you're not freshmen anymore.
Yeah.
You got to go. You're relying a lot on the youngins.
We are, and they're continuing to rise to that challenge. There's unique differences in conference play from preseason. I think Logan is experiencing that a little bit with just the physicality of the conference play, and we'll just continue to adapt and grow from it. But I love our young players. Jade Crook has been really good for us as well this year. But Anna Gooden is one that we're really excited about. I'm really excited about as a point guard, and to have her emerging the way that she is, I think she's going to be special. She just is, young and continuing to grow.
And it's nice that she's got Ziana next to her that can coach her along, and Desi Wooten, who's more of a 2 guard but can help her along. But Anna really got thrown into it because Kennedy got hurt.
She did, yeah.
But you're asking a lot, and she's like, okay,
I'll do it.
Got it. Ready.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you had said someone like Zaya is really trying to help her. Zaya's one that, can truly play any of the guard positions, and she does. And we're asking her to play all 3 guard positions throughout the game. I mean, she's averaging 37 minutes a game or something in conference play, and she's having to do a lot. But she's also, playing and contributing on the floor, but also coaching these young kids like Anna and trying to help them be ready, for the rigors of Big 12 play. So it's definitely a collective effort, and I'm really proud of, where we are. Certainly we want to win every game, but the growth that we're seeing before our eyes is really great.
I know. I remember when you got here 10 years ago, you said we needed more length, more athletic ability, but you also, and you started to implement this in the years, everybody needs to know how to play everybody else's position. When
Yeah.
you get to that point, you're kind of at that point now where you have players that you're asking to play 1 through 4 in some cases.
Yeah, we are. I mean, in practice today, I had Tabitha playing the guard spot all
Awesome.
day because she's shooting the ball so well. I'm like, hey, maybe we'll just swing her out to the 3. She's a pretty smart player. So,
Yeah.
the versatility is huge for us, especially in today's era where you don't necessarily know who's going to be on the roster, any given year. That versatility is huge. If you can play multiple positions, you're going to play.
Good stuff. Thanks for sticking around for 2 segments here. And,
Absolutely.
yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see you on Wednesday. We're going to talk with Zion Walker here coming up.
Yeah, Zai, you guys are going to love Zai. She's special on and off the court.
She is something. By the way, Iowa State game Wednesday here on the network, 6:30 with the Buffs warm up, 7 o'clock with the tip. I want to make sure that I mention that. And with the Buffs going on the road on the men's side of things at Cincinnati, that will also be on Wednesday. We're always competing against each other on the men's side of things, but that's an earlier tip, though. That's an East Coast tip. 4:30 Buffs warm up with Mark and Scott, and then 5 o'clock with the tip, and that, of course, is right here on the flagship station on KOA. We'll take a break and come back and talk to Zai when we return. Buffs primetime here from Carelli's. Back we come here to Carelli's. Don't forget, located just blocks away from the CU Event Center. You make sure you stop by Carelli's of Boulder, Ristorante Italiano, before or after CU basketball games, or certainly anytime, and anytime during Buffs prime time. Ziana Walker from the women's basketball team is here with us. First time on prime time. Nice. Zai has to talk to us, and I was joking with her. She's one of the more outgoing players that we have. So unfortunately, if the Buffs lose, I end up grabbing the ones that will talk, so you kind of get stuck.
Yeah.
I think you only got stuck a couple of times this year, and hopefully no more, but it's nice to have you here. Well, first things first, that road trip, close, so close. Inside the locker room, kind of what it feel like there, because I got to watch the highs and the lows and all that stuff that was going on, but you guys were very close against some teams that are at the top of the Big 12 right now. How you feeling? How's the team feeling?
Yeah, in the locker room, I think we kind of just had like a collective moment where like we were confident because like we're right there with those teams. But it's just so frustrating when you come up that close because it's like, you know, we have the capability to pull through and it's just like we were right there. But confident because we still got a lot of conference games coming up and we got a big game here this Wednesday with Iowa State. So heads up.
What's that look like for you guys? Are you excited to have Iowa State come in here? Now, you've played them before because you were with K-State. This is your first year with the Buffs, and I know Coach was – we don't want to talk too much about it, but that was not fun in Ames last year when the Buffs were there. I don't know what it was like for K-State. I know it was probably kind of a knockdown, drag-out. But it's nice you've got some experience coming in here against the Cyclones. What's that going to be like here in Boulder?
It's going to be fun to play another ranked team. We got them here, so Baylor was there, but we got them here, so it'll be exciting to get Audie in some elevation and try to get up and down the court and just, you know, play our game. We want to play fast, so that's going to be the game plan against them.
You guys have always wanted to kind of get out and run. I mean, whether you're in Boulder or not, but that really is an advantage for you guys, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think just playing here, we're just in a different level of shape than other teams are, so that gives us an advantage. So then also, like, when we're playing here and we're getting up and down, we're not as tired as the other team. Like, we try to get them gas in the first quarter, so and we still got a lot of gas left in the tank.
You got anything from last year when you played Iowa State that you can, like, you're bringing some knowledge here to the scout and stuff like that? What does Iowa State do well that you guys can slow down?
They have some injuries right now, but I know that what they do well is, you know, scoring the paint with Audie, and then they keep that spacing with the good outside shooters they got. So we got to know where those shooters are and to not help off them, but we're obviously not going to leave our post players on the island with Audie, so we're going to have to help off some people, so we got to kind of pick and choose our poison with that.
It's going to be fun. A team that almost in the top 10, I know they dropped a little bit this week. I didn't get to see what they dropped here today, but they were 11th ranked. They've lost 3 in a row, though. You know they're going to be upset coming in here, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, they're definitely trying to get one. We're going to be trying to get one as well because we just came off a road trip where we were right there with some teams, so we know that this is going to be a big one for us, and then if we can get it, I mean, it's going to look good against the ranked team, and so hopefully that can spark a run for us.
Every little bit helps, that's for sure. You go get a quad 1 win, that's huge. I've asked you this, and you and I have talked a lot about this, but tell everybody else, what made you decide to be a Buff here?
Well, for starts, Coach JR and just the whole coaching staff, like, they were just really honest with me, and just everything they told me, they have been real about it. They've been true, so it wasn't anything fake with them. So, and then, you know, being in the portal before, I kind of knew what I was looking for, and like good signs and bad signs, and just like here, it just felt like a family.
Yeah, and you, like you said, you've been in the portal before. You were at Louisville. Your freshman year, you got a chance to go down there and play. We're going to K-State. This is like your little revenge tour here.
And it is, and that's kind of rare if you get that opportunity. So I'm going to try to make the most of it when we play K-State. And just, you know, every time I was at K-State, we never beat Colorado. So I'm hoping now that I'm on the other side, it stays that way. So, yeah, but I'm glad we get to play there too. So
I like it. Last thing for me is, and we were talking to Coach Jay about this. I mean, you come into this position here, you're kind of a mentor. You've got Anna under your wing, JC, you've got Logan. What's that been like? And did you think coming into college basketball that all of a sudden you were going to be the the old graybeard teaching everybody what's going on.
No, man, being old snuck up on me. I felt like I was just a freshman, but got to step up to the plate now and, lead those youngins. I mean, they got so much potential, like, just with our freshmen. This is a great freshman group, and I've seen a lot of freshmen, and I think, like, this group of freshmen is, like, the most talented group I've seen, like, in my years. So, yeah, I just kind of instill them with confidence and just help them with just some, like, the knowledge of the game.
You're not that old, though. You played like 37 minutes in the game on Sunday, so they're asking a lot of you. How's your body holding up?
Pretty good. I was kind of under the weather this past week, but feeling a lot better and, a little banged up, but I'll be ready to go for the game.
That's good. It's great to talk to you. We appreciate you coming out here and putting up with me, too, and putting up with me on the road, too. So good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
All right, that's Zion Walker there. Buffs Primetime here from Carelli's, and thank you to JR Payne for sticking around for a couple of segments. Head coach Tad Boyle as well. The men are playing Wednesday early. The tip will be at 5. That's on the road. You can hear it here on our flagship station and down the network at 4:30. And for the women, we're in Boulder, so come out and see us. And if you can't make it, then you can certainly come and turn on the radio and listen. 6:30 Buffs warm up, 7 o'clock tip, and then of course on our flagship station along the iHeart run. At 6:30 KHOW. Thanks to Shannon Scott. I'm Corey Lopez. Goodbye from Carelli's. This has been Buffs Primetime in Colorado.